Pharmacists, and for pharmacy, we members of the glorious PSN, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and men of honor, we join hands for pharmacy, we are there. Drug making, dispensing, we are drug retailing, we are wholesaling, we are drug detailing, we are pharmacy, we are pharmacists, we are for cooperation with all members of a great nation's health team. Say pharmacists will guide our nation's health and prove that pharmacy can hold its own everywhere. Pharmacists, we are there. Drug making, we are there. Dispensing, we are there. Drug retailing, we are there. Wholesaling, we are there. Drug detailing, pharmacy, we are there. Drug advice, we are there. Drug naming, we are there. Nigeria, we are there.
We sang beautifully, particularly the ladies. I'm not a good conductor, but I want to ask you a little bit, and I hope you will join me. Politics, just name it. I was with one of us that put here today, pharmacists, PhD holder, working closely with the Secretary to Government, and we agreed that when you don't sit at the table to take decisions, you become the lunch that they will divide. But from what we heard from our guys here, we have changed the narrative. We are no longer going to be part of the things to be discussed. We are going to sit down and take decisions with people on what happens to pharmacists in this country. My Lord Pharmaceutical, as many of us put it, you've been a source of inspiration to all of us, and I don't take that for granted. I want to openly say that I thank you so much for those phone calls you make when you don't hear from me often, and the pieces of advice, the encouragement, and the prayer. And I'm sure we can see the effect of the prayers when any person who is in the 8th floor and above prays for you. You know, it gets up faster than those who are below 8th floor. But the truth is this: he has graciously not sat back at home, but become active in some of the things we are doing in pharmacy. And he said that politely, but it's on record that the third consultative forum with the Honorable Minister, Coordinating Minister for Health and Social and Welfare Service will be in July. And we are participating actively. We are participating in what happens in pharmacy, and not just pharmacy, in the health sector. And therefore, we want to respectfully thank the presence of our advisor. Mark went a little bit, let me stop there, but I think after the program we will discuss at the back of some. But I know one thing, that she supports pharmacy. She was at the Lagos State ACPN program and talked not just intelligently but openly that we all benefited from her views and what should be done. Pieces of advice to help us. And I like to say that she's a nurse. I hope I'm right. So you see, it's not just absolute reserve of one particular health sector person. We all join together as a team. We need to earn respect, like my daddy put it here. And when you earn respect, you become relevant. Now remember one of the things I said when I was looking for this position, that I'm looking forward very gladly to this come November 6th. It's only when you don't want to serve, that's when you want to stay longer. But when you want to serve, you do your part and quit the stage. And I said, during my tenure, we will make pharmacists more relevant. And I think the relevance is beginning to be prominent in all our activities. We can't be neglected. And I can tell you one thing, that wherever you stand, make sure you stand out. And that's why CPAN is very relevant to us. CPAN is talking about global trend in patient care, clinical pharmacy, as a gateway to sustainable health care. I recall with humility that during my inaugural lecture not too long ago, 2010, I told Mr. Vice Chancellor and those who were there that the reason why I'm a pharmacist is because I'm making the likeness and image of God. Because God was a pharmacist before becoming a surgeon. He created an anesthetic agent, which I'm sure all of us will agree was a general anesthetic agent. He made a deeply slip to fall on Adam before carrying out any surgical work. And that's why you and I created in the likeness of God. And so, we are prominent. I remember also very well when my niece, or my cousin, first cousin, was to have her baby. I was in ONG, we went to visit. And a young doctor walked up to me and said, "Sir, you may not know me. What is the dose of this drug? Because I should prescribe this drug to a patient." That's not the time to say you're a professor of pharmaceutical chemistry. That's not to say that I have not been involved in clinical pharmacy. We must update our knowledge. We must be willing to produce what we are expected and even contribute more to what is needed. There are a lot of online courses that we can attend to develop our skills and improve our knowledge. And they will challenge everyone, including those of us in academia, that you must belong to CPAN. I'm a member of CPAN and I pay my dues regularly every year. I'm not a professor. I mean, to justify that, I want to say with all sense of humility that I have supervised the PhD there. Professor Okwe was the external examiner, and the candidate then is Professor Tony Wakana, who's making waves in the University of Benin. Because when you are a pharmacist, when you understand what it means to become a member of CPAN, you do not only find a fit in clinical pharmacy, but I'd like to say that Dr. Tony Wakana is the director of the ICT, and Madam Vice Chancellor is very happy with what pharmacists are doing. 2, members of the faculty are Deputy Vice Chancellor. And I hear that she's going to give the keynote address in the arts program in Benin. I will encourage those of you who are not famous, please come to Benin. It is happening in Benin. Please allow me to wrap up this while congratulating Dr. Joseph Madu for a job well done. Whenever I see that name Joseph, I'm trying to resemble my daddy here, my Lord Pharmaceutical. You need to look and research what Joseph meant. The Reverend Sister called me Joseph when I went to my master's in England in 1984. There was a great difference between Cyril and Joseph. And I started reading the scripture to know what Joseph is all about. I found out I was actually in a foreign land. But one thing that struck me, Joseph made a difference where he was. And therefore I was not surprised that I was easily the best student in the master's program. As chairman of CPAN, you made a difference. But that is the beginning, because more will definitely come. Closing, I have not talked about our diaspora, but I see my little Dr. Torrent is the incoming president. And I see also a living ancestor in the diaspora, an immediate past president, Dr. Teresa Pan. And maybe we should just change it to Dr. Teresa Dollars so that we have more. Let's continue to work with them. Let's continue to bring the best into pharmacy. I would have loved to say one thing or the other for one person here and the rest. But permit me to specially recognize all members of NEC. If you don't mind, stand up. I can see my internal auditor from Bauchi. She normally will not stand up. All the technical chairman. I want to thank you for this program, because we will continue to promote CPAN and bring the best to pharmacy. Don't forget, Uyo is waiting for you. The keynote address speaker is the coordinating minister of health. He will be there live, and I'm sure I will see you there. God bless you. I will not forget. I have to be sure, as an initial man of my family and of Molosu, please help me to thank my wife, who has been very supportive.
Fearless, listen on my